Join me as we go through this week's Weekly Wisdom. Hey guys, this is a new thing I'm adding to the channel, and it's called Weekly Wisdom. It's going to be a section of this channel that just focuses on wisdom. What does the Bible say when it comes to wisdom, and how can we as believers live that out in our lives? This week I want to talk with you guys about something that the Lord has been working in my life for a very long time now. It's something called living with an open hand. We see in the book of 1 Samuel this concept and idea played out between two characters. We have one, Saul, and the other, David. Now Saul, he was the first king of Israel. He was a handsome guy, he was tall, he was the guy of Israel. Everyone wanted to be like Saul. But what people didn't know about Saul was that he was secretly selfish. He focused on himself, he feared others, and ultimately he cared about himself. Now on the other side of that, we see a man named David, a shepherd boy who was faithful with where he was at in life. You see, David, he didn't choose to be king. He didn't choose to become the king over Israel. It was placed in his hand. He was just being faithful with where he was at in life, and God brought someone to him to anoint him to be king. You see, within our lives, so many times we strive to be like Saul. We try to control our lives. We try and fight for things, even fight for good things. That ultimately, if we just waited and we were faithful in life with where we're at, when the time is right, that opportunity will be presented to us, and God will bring that in line with our lives when we're ready. You see, Saul, he lived a life of selfishness. He lived a life after himself, living for himself. And we see this played out within the book of Samuel. There's a passage within 1 Samuel, and it talks about this. It talks about that Saul was fearing the people of Israel. And Samuel confronted him, and he talked with him about it. And he said, dude, the kingdom has been torn from you. It's been given to someone else now. And as Samuel is walking away, Saul grabs his robe and he seizes it and it rips. And Samuel turns around and kind of in this mic drop moment, essentially tells him, the kingdom's been ripped from you. And because it's been ripped from you, just like you've torn my robe, it's been ripped from you. I've recently returned from going to a leadership school in Colorado. And as I was at this leadership school, we went on a camping trip. And about 4 a.m, the leadership of this school woke us up, brought us to the vehicles, and put blindfolds on us. And we got in the car and we drove for 30 minutes. 4 a.m, it's dark out, we have blindfolds on, we have no idea where we're going. And as we get to our destination, they take us out, and someone takes me by the hand and they start guiding me to an unknown location. And as I'm walking with this person, I find myself wanting to get control, wanting to take control, trying to figure out, okay, are we going to go left? Are we going to go right? Which way are we going to go? And as we were going, I was faced with a choice. I could continue to resist and try and guess where I was going, or I could give up control and trust the person who was leading me. Halfway through this exercise, I gave up control. I trusted the person that was leading me instead of trying to guess and take control on my own. We ended this exercise standing before the giant mountains of the Tetons in Wyoming. And the lesson of this exercise was to trust the person leading us. Within your life, where do you need to trust the Lord? How can you live with an open hand in your own life? Like David did in his life. He trusted the Lord in every area of his life. He was faithful with where he was at and being diligent with that. And when he was ready, the Lord put something else in his hand for him to manage. So many times as believers, we try and fight for the next thing when we're not ready for it. Maybe you have to be in a waiting season in your life. Maybe there's something that the Lord is trying to teach you in this season of life before he brings you into the next. Whatever that is for you, I encourage you to stay in that season. Trust the Lord, live with an open hand, and trust that He is good, and when the time is right, He will place that next thing in your hand. Guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If it encouraged you, give it a like, and if you like this content, consider subscribing to this channel.